Hey, what's up, you guys? Just wanted to share something with you. Just thinking about the many times where I played with other guys. Um, Whenever my church would fellowship with other churches, and I'll meet other guys, other musicians that would play alongside with. And there were many times where we just never clicked musically, you know? And so that's something I want to talk about, the importance of, having a relationship musically, particularly for pianists and organists, and so it's important to have that cohesiveness, that chemistry, you know, playing the same exact song, you know, playing together, being a unit, gelling, and so I remember some experiences where I met other musicians, and I would actually meet them after service. And so I think that it's important to actually meet these guys before service starts, before we get on our instruments and start playing. It's important to, establish a relationship right away, when you're off the instrument. So that way, if you're able to establish a relationship, and if he or she is cool people, then it's going to show, once we start playing, you know. And so there were times where I played with other guys, and just the chemistry just wasn't there, you know. And so what I mean is, you know, um, say for example we play a song like Every Praise by Hezekiah Walker. And so and so for me, I believe it's important to learn a song as it's written, and at the same time, put your own spin on it, knowing where, knowing where you can put bits and pieces of yourself on a song, and making it your own, without actually taking away from the song. And so there were a couple times where I would play that song in particular with other organists. And and when we get to, God my Savior, God my healer, God my deliverer, yes he is, on that part alone, the yes he is part, um, I will be playing a F minor chord, as well as a C sharp chord on my left hand, and a F minor chord on my right hand as well. And so the guy who be playing organ will be playing like a B chord on his left hand, and a E flat minor chord on his right. And that's not correct, you know. And so let me just show you. Let me show you real quick. We're gonna take a little trip right here to my little workstation, and I'm gonna demonstrate to you what it is that I mean. So so this part right here, when we get to God my Savior. And so that part is correct right there. That's the way it's originally written. That's the way David Bratton actually written those chords. And so whenever I'll be playing with the organist, he will be playing instead of, so he would be playing something like, and that actually takes away from the song. So why do it? You know? And so the thing is, we're supposed to be playing together. We're supposed to sound like a unit. We're supposed to gel with each other, you know. And so we're supposed to serve the song. There's a way to make it your own without actually, taking away from the song in terms of improvisation, and so you see that? You see that? And so the thing is, the left hand is extremely important. The left hand really fills in a lot of gaps, so that way you're able to play the whole song, you know. and so that can pretty much free your right hand to do whatever you want, you know. And so that's the thing, there's a way to make it your own without actually taking away from the song, you know. And so if you're doing stuff like yes he is, yes he is, that takes away from the song. So, and we as musicians, we want to serve a song well, we want to serve a song well to not only do the writer justice, but at the same time, put bits and pieces of who we are in a song, And so there's a way to actually do it without taking away from the actual, the actual thing, And so that's the thing, And so it's important for us as keyboardists, as organists, when we're working together to actually work together, to actually listen to each other, know what you're playing, having a strong chemistry, having a gel, so that way, we can do a great service to a song, you know, and so there are many times where I met, other musicians, and they're cool people. I never met anyone who's a jerk. I met some really nice musicians, and so when we play together, sometimes I give a kind of look like that's not the right chord. Like what are you doing? You know, and so for me, I try to contain it. I try to contain some of my facial expressions. When something isn't right, it's kind of hard to maintain that composure, because once you sense that something is wrong, it's like you just can't help but just make a grimace, or just the raising of the eyebrow, like what are you doing, and so that's the thing, so I believe it's important to have a strong relationship when you're off the instrument before you actually get on the instrument, because if you get a chance to actually talk to each other and get to know each other, see who you are, see, your integrity, your character, then it's going to show once you start playing together, and so that's the thing, have a relationship off the instrument and have a relationship on the instruments. And so it's important to have that gel, so that's the thing, we're all we're all in this thing together. And so we can do this together, but we got to be willing to actually, work together, you know, and you have to be willing to, receive correction. Don't be so prideful, don't be so proud of what it is that you do. Remain teachable. Each and every one of us are students. We're still students. I'm still learning as well, and so it's important to humble ourselves, to keep ourselves humble, to keep ourselves, level-headed, and everything is all good, and so that's what life is about, for each and every one of us, not just musically, but in life in general. It's all about learning. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys, and so I hope you guys got something out of this. And so this is something I really wanted to, address real quick because I feel it's important. And so hope you guys got something out of this. And so you guys take care. Peace.